These old computers are each a time capsule from a different time in computing. None of them have been connected to the internet since AI became widespread. They don't even know about it. A time when people actually store documents and files on their local hard drive. You see, these people didn't have the convenience of just storing all their documents in the cloud and accessing them through Google Docs or Microsoft Word. Where are these files stored? I don't know. What are these companies doing with them? It's not my problem. A time when people actually owned music, stored it on their computer, then synced it across devices they wanted to listen to it on. Now we've got streaming. You don't need to own things. There's nothing I can really do about the depressing state of modern tech, but I can archive these computers in case, I don't know, I want to look at them later. I don't know why I'm being so negative. There were plenty of bad things about computers of this era too. Anyways, how can we archive computers like this? I've got 4 different computers I want to do this to, starting with Windows XP and then Windows Vista, Windows 8, and Windows 10. So good operating system variety. I should probably explain what I'm actually trying to do. Essentially, I want to take these physical computers with their software and files all set up the way they are and archive them into a virtual machine. That way I can just take this virtual machine, throw it on my storage server, and at any point in the future on any hardware I have available, I can just boot up that virtual machine and the computer will be like it was at that time. So how do we do this? Well, I did find a solution for Windows XP, and then I'm gonna work forward and see when that stops working. But for Windows XP, you only need 2 pieces of software. First thing you need to do is run this software called Merge IDE. I don't actually know exactly what this does, but if you do not use this software, your virtual machine will blue screen. Probably. It fixes some kind of problems with IDE drivers loading in the virtual machine, I think. You just run this batch file, it does this for a little bit, and then disappears. There's no confirmation of if it worked, you just have to hope it did. This part I'm a little unclear on. I'm pretty sure the purpose of the batch file is just to put this registry file into your system registry. I don't know, I also just ran the registry file and merged it that way. I don't know if you need to do this, but I did it that way and it worked, so I'm gonna say it's probably fine. Anyways, at this point we just shut down the computer and hopefully the next time we boot it up, we'll be in a working virtual machine. But we need a different operating system to clone the drive over. I've got a Windows 10 SSD loaded up, plugged into the system, and I'm gonna boot to that. I've changed the BIOS settings so it boots to the SSD instead of the hard drive, and now we're loading Windows 10. On this OS, we're looking to run a program called Disk to VHD. This is going to take that Windows XP hard drive and just turn it into one singular file. Then we can move that file onto whatever computer we want, and the whole computer goes with it. On here, I'm going to deselect the partitions I don't want. This is the drive with Windows XP on it, and then I'll say prepare for use in virtual PC. And that's it. We just click create, and now we wait quite a while. It has to copy all of the files on a very slow hard drive. Luckily, it's only 40 gigabytes. After doing all that, this right here is the resulting file. I've copied it onto my modern computer. To make it do something, I'm going to be using this software called VirtualBox. We can just make a new virtual machine, give it a name, and select the operating system version. And then since we already have this installed, we don't need to go through all of the setup instructions like giving it an ISO file and whatnot. We can just skip down to specify virtual hardware and set this up however you like. I'm going to give this computer 4 gigabytes of RAM, 2 CPU cores, and then we can specify our virtual hard disk. We do not want to create a new one, we want to use an existing virtual hard disk. And now we can just add the file that we made on the computer. This file right here, open that, choose the file, and now we should just be able to run the virtual machine, and it should work. Yeah, just like that, Windows XP is booting. At this point, 2 things are very likely. Number 1, your Windows installation is probably no longer activated. You'll have to figure out how to fix that. I was able to use this phone activation emulator thing. That worked for me. You might have to do your own research there. Other thing to mention, this is a pretty basic virtual machine experience, and we can make it better. For example, pressing the full screen key leaves us with the exact same weird resolution. To fix that, we can install the VirtualBox guest editions. Just go up to Devices, insert Guest Edition CD image, and then find your computer files. Or it'll just come up automatically, and then install that. Now we get fancy features like full screen mode, and it actually scales properly. And of course, every single file on this computer is exactly as it was on the physical machine, and all of the software still works. I'll open up iTunes and we can see all of the media that was on that computer is all still there. All of these files last played in 2010. Still have our copy of LimeWire and Safari for Windows. I don't know anyone who's ever used that, but apparently it exists. Well, I think that this works very well. But does it work with the more modern operating systems? Let's find out. Starting with Windows Vista, of course. I was thinking I would do the exact same process. It worked before, why wouldn't it work again? So I put my SSD into a USB enclosure and tried to boot to that USB enclosure. This laptop was not having any of it. I don't know what happened. That 3 seconds I tried to boot on that laptop, that Windows installation is completely cooked. It does not work on any computer anymore. I don't know how I did that. It's just broken. Anyways, I realized I was doing this wrong. I don't need to bring the modern operating system to the Windows Vista computer. I can bring the Windows Vista to the more modern computer. So I tore apart the laptop, took the hard drive out, and got it connected to the more modern computer. I then did exactly the same software process, disk to VHD, and then setting it up in VirtualBox, and now I have a Toshiba Windows Vista installation. Webcam driver open fail. Please restart camera or computer. It's a little confused that the laptop's webcam is missing. We will ignore that. I don't know why the welcome screen opened, but it's kind of funny to see Ryzen 7 5800 XT next to Windows Vista Home Premium. The Windows Vista and Toshiba satellite laptop combination really results in a lot of bloatware pre-installed on your desktop. Plus Windows Vista gadgets. Those are fun. The next computer I wanted to try, this Windows 8 HP laptop, also has an identical process, except for one thing. With Windows 8 and newer operating systems, it's very likely you'll need to select this Use EFI to make the VM actually boot. Without that checked, this hard drive image file does not boot in VirtualBox, but with it, I can click Start and it will eventually load up and work fine. Ah yes, remember Windows 8 and the Start screen instead of the Start menu? You get all of these tiles, they would call them, and eBay and Norton. I'm so happy I have Norton. I don't know why I tried this. I tried to start all of the virtual machines at once. Obviously the computer started dying. It was trying to run 5 operating systems and encode 2 4K H.265 streams all at once. Yeah, it could not handle that. This is the clip that got recorded. Okay, let me restart this thing, I guess. Hopefully my recording's saved. I lowered the RAM allocation and I managed to get all 4 virtual machines running at the same time on the same computer, including the Windows 10 one that I also made. I didn't show that one. And yeah, I used the exact same software configuration for the Windows 10 machine, and it just works. What I will do with these virtual machines, I have no idea, but they're archived, so if I ever wanted to do something with them, I have that option. And now the data that was on these computers is no longer reliant on physical hardware. It can be duplicated or backed up wherever I want it to. It's not just degrading on some hard drives that will never be plugged in again. I was thinking I was gonna end up using a different software for the newer operating systems, but that original disk to VHD software never stopped working. It worked on Windows XP all the way up to Windows 10. So I guess that's a good solution. Anyways, thank you for watching and come back next week. Get subscribed. I want to cancel this operation. Okay. The current operation cannot be canceled.